back with another episode of Local Roots. Hi, I'm Todd Studer. Went for a walk midday yesterday, and I think it was a little warm. It is summertime. That's just what we have to deal with. I got spoiled over the weekend with temps in the low 80s as I was out camping at Botna Bend. And it was just a beautiful, beautiful weekend. A little bit warmer yesterday, but again, as I said, summertime, that's just what we have to deal with. We want to welcome a new sponsor to the show today. It is Green Acres Natural Market in Council Bluffs. Bambi Wilson is a proprietor there, and she has been for decades. And she is kind of a mainstay in Council Bluffs. And she has clients from all across Southwest Iowa. She was telling me just yesterday that she has folks from Clarinda that stop into her shop. And her shop is kind of unique. Number one, it's not a chain. It is not part of a franchise. This is individually owned, and Bambi brings her own personal expertise to what it is that she sells. This is not the things that you can find on Amazon or in some of the other big box stores. Bambi does her own research on these, and when she brings it into her store, she knows that she can trust it. And I've been going to her for several years. And the first time that I went in there, I remember thinking, how did I not know about this store? She's kind of tucked away over at 805 South Main. And I tell you, when you go in there and talk with her, you're going to make a friend immediately. And she's going to care about your health. You know, in fact, her slogan is putting health in your hands. She believes in taking control of your own health and paying attention to what your body is feeling. And if there's nutrients that you're missing, of being able to get some supplements to compensate for that. I recently had a problem. I'm just going to be honest with you. And I'll tell you recently that I had some blood work done, and it showed that, low on testosterone, low on B12, but not so low that it was out of the area that the health people say is normal. They say I'm on the low end of normal, but it's still normal. But I knew that I was feeling extremely fatigued and tired all the time, and just no energy, inability to focus, a lot of different things going on. So I talked to Bambi about it, and she said, here, let's check this out and see whether or not this helps. And within 24 hours, I was improving. Just that fast. I'm not saying that that is typical or that would always happen, but I do know that it happened for me, and I can just speak for myself that I was feeling better right away. And then just yesterday, I noticed that, things are sliding backwards a little bit, and she reassured me these things take time. Be patient. I think she used that word patient with me more than once. But again, this is a personal recommendation from me. Bambi's Green Acres Natural Market in Council Bluffs, located at 805 South Main. She has a few food items there. I can personally attest that I bought some of her raw organic almonds and made a dessert out of it. She has what she carries is top notch. I've also become a big believer in Celtic salt, and she helped me choose which one to get there as well. She even has spices. There is a spice rack that she sells spices in bulk, so you can get those there as well. All at Green Acres Natural Market, 805 South Main in Council Bluffs. Thank you so much, Bambi, for coming on as a sponsor of the show. And also, I just wanted to take a chance on today's show to talk about some of the folks that I have met since starting this program and really starting this journey. We're going to start bringing you some real estate updates, and Blake Hunter with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services is going to be doing that for us. And Blake is he's one of the best realtors around. He doesn't care whether you're a first-time home buyer or you're looking to purchase $1 million home. He's going to treat you exactly the same, because he knows that buying a home, there's nothing more personal that you can do. And Blake is really, really good at that. And there's a lot of things going on inside of the real estate market around Southwest Iowa. And some of the smaller communities that watch this show, that there's times that housing can get pretty tight, and there are not a lot of places for sale. And Blake's going to give us updates on everything that's going on with that. So that is coming up very, very soon. Also, if you watched the other show, Morning Coffee, you saw an interview with Cassie Lawrence and Dave Lawrence. If you haven't seen it, I encourage you to go back and watch that show. For everyone watching here, I wanted to pass this information on too. Their Memorial Golf Tournament and auction is coming up for their organization, Sail On and Fly High, on July 26th. The golf tournament will take place at Whispering Woods in Council Bluffs. All the slots are taken, can't get you into play, but your business can still help out because they need more raffle items and they need more auction items. They do a live auction there. It's tons of fun. I got caught up in that and maybe got a little bit carried away with the whole, they had a Husker package and a Hawkeye package, and I couldn't let the Husker package go for more money. But I knew that it all went to a great cause. And in the end, when I bought the Hawkeye package, this is kind of a fun story. This happened a couple of years ago. And among the items that were in the Hawkeye sports package was an autographed wrestling sweatshirt by Dan Gable. Dan Gable's autograph was on it. And somebody came up to me afterwards and said, "Hey, how much would you take for that sweatshirt?" And that, to me, having Dan Gable's autograph was kind of cool. But he said, "I have a daughter in 8th grade," and they were up in South Dakota. They'd actually come down to play in the tournament. And he said, "I have a daughter in 8th grade who wrestles, and she would just love this." And then he said, "Would you take $100 for it?" And I said, "I tell you what, you see that man over there?" And I pointed to Dave Lawrence. And I said, "You go give him the $100 and I'll give you the sweatshirt." And so we were actually able to raise a little more money that way. And I also know that the sweatshirt went to somebody who I'm sure is still appreciating it. And I just thought, you play the 8th grade daughter wrestling card on me. Yeah, you got me. I can't pass that opportunity up. So again, sailonandflyhigh.org is their website, and you can get a hold of Cassie and Dave that way. And things for the raffle, you can put in gift cards for your business. Maybe you've got some items there that really help distinguish and identify what your business is. And you could put those in for the raffle and donate those things. Or larger items for the live auction. All of these things are looking for adventure packages, anything that you can do to help out that can raise money. All of this money stays local. It stays right here in Southwest Iowa. This is a local organization. Sail On and Fly High was started after Cassie and Dave, very sadly lost their son, and they wanted to start this to help raise awareness about mental health issues and also to stop the stigma about mental health. I'm a big believer in that, which is why I believe so much in their organization. It's why I'm involved with NAMI Southwest Iowa, National Alliance of Mental Illness. It's why I volunteer my time with them, and I volunteer my time with Cassie and Dave, because this is a cause that I truly, truly believe in. I think that there's a lot of folks suffering, and there's a lot of folks suffering in silence. That stigma thing that has the word itself has kind of become a cliche that we just glaze over, but it still exists. There's a lot of people, and I can speak for men, there's a lot of men that don't seek help because they're afraid of what people will think if they do. We're supposed to be strong. We're supposed to, be caretakers and providers. And if we are dealing with something that gets in the way of that and sometimes makes it impossible, it just kind of takes away our identity completely. And we don't go get the help that we should get. And that's what these organizations do. And that's why I believe so strongly about Sail On and Fly High. So again, sailonandflyhigh.org is the name of their website. So please consider donating something for that auction or raffle. The golf tournament is coming up on July 26th, and they're full. They can't get any more people into the clubhouse, from what I understand, but they can get your items in there. And as I said, great chance for you to market your company and business in front of a brand new audience. You never know who might see some of those things there. So that's just a few of the folks that we've been talking to. I've also been meeting a lot of great people, and small businesses around Southwest Iowa are vital to these small communities. Just had a conversation yesterday with Jamie Bush from the Unique Boutique in Neola. She's only open with her physical shop on the weekends, but she is available to mail things out and to order things online all the time. But those are the types of places that we need in our small communities, because it keeps a community thriving. It keeps it growing. It's these small businesses that are sponsoring other things. We've talked about it on this show before about, it might be the local T-ball team that needs some money. It's the local small businesses that are doing that. It might be somebody volunteering down I know, speaking of Neola, Hoodoo Day is coming up, and it'd be folks volunteering serving food or whatever the case may be. There's all this work that's going into it now. So I really encourage you to shop local, and not just shop local, shop in person when you can. When I stop in to Trainer at the Occasional Collective and I see Alicia Hess, she never fails to let her customers know how many small businesses they supported by shopping there, because she's kind of a clearinghouse for so many other small businesses around our region, and wonderful items. I picked up this may seem small, but there is I have a Keurig, which sometimes I use if I just want one cup of coffee. If I'm having a pretty tired morning, I'll make a whole pot. But if I just need one cup of coffee, I have this Keurig, and you know how expensive those pods can get. So what she had there was somebody had made the refillable Keurig cup, and it has the screen, so it's a filter, and you just put regular coffee into it, just the regular that you would put into your, where you would make a pot of coffee. It's the same thing, and you put it into that, and it makes one cup, and it's good, and it works very, very well. It was $3, and my life changed because of a small business in Trainer, Iowa, carrying this little refillable Keurig cup. It's those types of things. She has so many unique items that you don't even really realize how much your life is going to improve when you try them. So I encourage you to shop local and shop in person at some of these small stores. Also, I want to encourage you to go out to the farmers markets. We've got a lot of them in the area. They're in Avoca, they're in Glenwood, they're in Council Bluffs, a lot of other communities. And these are folks, not all of them are selling vegetables. Some of them, one of my favorites is Jody's Natural Market, and she hand mills her own flour to make baked goods, including bread. I have a gluten intolerance. This happened, I don't know how long ago, but I do know that I got diagnosed with acid reflux back. Was I still in my 30s, or it might have been close to 40 when I was diagnosed, and they put me on this, what do they call them? SRI inhibitors or something like that. I don't remember. SSI. I don't remember. I'm not a doctor, but it's the omeprazole is, I think, the generic name for it. And they put me on that stuff. And as it turns out, I'm not a fan of what that does to your body. And it also turns out that I didn't really have a gluten intolerance. I had a bread intolerance, and I had an intolerance to the way that flour is processed now, or wheat is processed now. And that's not what Jody provides. And I bought a couple of loaves of bread from her now. I can eat sandwiches again. Can you believe it? I was having just for lunch yesterday, I had my first grilled cheese in years. And wow, it tastes completely different. It does not taste like bread that you would buy in a grocery store. It is dense. It has a flavor that is so much more powerful, and I feel good I don't feel bad. I mean, it's typically if I would eat something like that, about an hour later, I would start to feel that burning in my throat. And then if it was really bad, it'd get into my stomach. Nothing. I don't have that problem with this. And so I would encourage you also to shop at your farmers markets. Stop at some of the vendors that are not vegetables while you do shop for vegetables, because we got some great stuff that's out there right now. But these are small business owners. They're where they sell their wares is at farmers markets, and we are supporting local by supporting these people. I would love to get back more and more to the small family farm that is not the factory style. That, I know there's organic or not organic. I'm not as concerned about that as I am about just growing things locally that we know right where they came from. It came from our neighbors, and came from people that are friends of ours. So shop around in those places, and we're going to see all of Southwest Iowa, as each of these communities do this, continue to grow and continue to flourish. When I talk with some of the small towns, they all talk about how they support each other. It doesn't matter what town you're from, that still there is a community feel all across this region of the state. And it's why I'm here. It's why I love it here. And it's why I'm doing this show, to be able to promote that, to be able to tell the stories. So always looking for more people to come on the show. Would encourage you to do that. If you have a story about Southwest Iowa you'd like to tell, I would like to hear it. And among those, we have sponsors that help make this possible, because it takes time to put together these shows. And we want to encourage you to consider patronizing some of these sponsors. One of them is Castle and Associates of American Family Insurance. They are your local insurance provider for your home, auto, life, business, and farm insurance needs. 4 convenient locations. They're located in Trainer. They also have an office in Council Bluffs. They're across the river in Nebraska, in Bellevue, and in Elkhorn. They are local, and they're in your neighborhood, ready to help you navigate the complexities of insurance today. Travis Castle is going to be back on the show again very, very soon. He's been giving us wonderful tips about insurance, about changes that have been taking place, things that you need to make sure you're paying attention to, because, deductibles are changing, coverages are changing, and a lot of times when we get those letters in the mail from the insurance company, we think, oh, we're just getting a notice about it's renewing automatically. I don't need to open that. No, you really need to open them. You need to take a look at what's going on, because changes are happening. So Travis Castle of Castle and Associates of American Family Insurance will be back on the show very soon to give us some more updates. Also, Home Care Advocacy Network is a big supporter of Local Roots. They help you maintain your own privacy in your own space with in-home care, still receiving a personalized touch. Aging in place is really very important for many people. And the Home Care Advocacy Network can meet those needs with an understanding that assisted living is best at home. HCAN of Southwest Iowa brings the personal touch to care all across the region. Visit hcan.com/Southwest Iowa to learn more. Another big supporter of this show is Rick Graybill with Foxco Fabrication. Rick's a ton of fun. Had lunch with him last week and went to a MoFish in Council Bluffs. Had a great time. Get the walleye just about every time I go there because it's so good. But he also supports the show. He supports supporting local. And you may have seen him last year at the Crescent Farmers Market, and he goes to other shows as well. He was at World of Wheels with a booth and does a lot of signs. He can do custom fabrication. He can do welding, metal signs up to 4 foot by 8 foot. Big signs that he can do for you. If you have a unique idea, he wants to have a conversation with you because those are the ones that he loves. So go to foxcofab.com. Take a look at some of the things they've already done, and it might spark your interest and get you interested in having something of your own created. Again, foxcofab.com. And thank you very much to Travis Waldstein of AirServe Heating and Air Conditioning and Waldstein Plumbing. Travis has, he supports Southwest Iowa. He does, his business goes all across Southwest Iowa. And with Waldstein Plumbing and with AirServe Heating and Air Conditioning, and also with his podcast, Circle of Trades. He believes that the trades can be a very, very good option for young people who are looking for a career, because you can go through a training program with, could be AirServe or Waldstein Plumbing or maybe another trades business in the area, become a journeyman in that field, and now you're set. You have a viable skill and a marketable skill for the rest of your life. And it didn't cost you money to get that training. You actually made money while you were getting it. So that is why Circle of Trades, the podcast, exists. You can watch Circle of Trades on Facebook, you can watch it on YouTube, and you can listen to it on Spotify. So please, any of these wonderful sponsors, we hope that you will patronize. Unique Boutique, another sponsor here that we have on Local Roots. And of course, as we mentioned at the beginning, Green Acres Natural Market in Council Bluffs. So that's just a few of them. Nonprofits, I'd love to be able to hear from you. Please reach out. Let's get your information out there. City organizations, if you got something coming up, you're raising some money for some parks or trails or anything like that, send me an email, toddstuder@gmail.com, or you can just leave a comment right here where you're watching and said, hey, I'd like to get on the show and tell you about ... Well, actually write what it is. Don't put the dots, but you get it. And let's sit down and talk. And you can find out just how easy this is. Most of this is recorded in an online studio. I do love it when I can get out of the studio, take my recording equipment elsewhere, and actually record in a shop. I got some of those coming up later on today. A couple of interviews I'm doing later today out and about outside of the studio. So that'll be tons of fun. But anyway, thank you so much for supporting the show. Thank you for supporting Southwest Iowa and supporting each other. Get out there, shop in person at some of your local businesses, because I know that your neighbors will thank you too. My name's Todd Studer. We'll see you back here again tomorrow morning.